Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is interested in a £4 billion offer for Manchester United to take over from the Glazers. Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants Luis Campos at Manchester United. Luis Campos is the PSG sporting director. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is one of Britain's richest men. Is a billionaire worth 15 billion. He is the chairman of Ineos. Now, I want to give you some news on Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford is set to miss the England games. Erik ten Hag has come out and said that Rashford can play in the World Cup squad. Rashford has not been named for tonight's game against FC Sheriff. Rashford has had an injury concern. Not so long ago, it said Erik ten Hag believes Marcus Rashford can score 20 goals this season to fire Manchester United to the title. Rashford is now Erik ten Hag's main man. He prefers him to Ronaldo. Man United are ready to hand Marcus Rashford a new 5-year deal as a reward for his early season form. Rashford's contract at Manchester United expires next year. There's an option to extend for a further year. On Rashford's current contract at the moment, he earns £200,000 a week. Rashford's done well this season to his credit. Don't forget, he scored twice in the 3-1 win against Arsenal. And Rashford scored in the 2-1 win against Liverpool. Rashford has been part of the club for a long time. He came up our academy. He's been a United player since the age of 7 and he broke into our senior squad back in 2016, and since then he's gone to make over 300 appearances. So that's the news on Rashford. Erik ten Hag has made 6 signings as Manchester United manager. He signed Tyrell Malacia from Feyenoord. Man United got him for 13 million. Tyrell Malacia is under contract with Man United till 2026 as an option to extend for a further year. Malacia has had some impressive games since he come. He's our first choice left back, so reflecting on that, there's no way back for Luke Shaw. Erik ten Hag recommended Christian Eriksen in on a free transfer. When Eriksen officially signed, he signed a 3-year contract. Eriksen's done well since he come. Man United, of course, signed Lisandro Martinez from Ajax in a deal worth 57 million. I think he's done pretty well since he come. Don't forget, in the 1-0 defeat to Real Sociedad, Lisandro Martinez was controversially penalised for a handball. We got robbed in that game, so Man United shouldn't have lost that one. Erik ten Hag recommended Casemiro in from Real Madrid. Got Casemiro in a deal worth 70 million. Casemiro made his first start in Man United's 1-0 defeat to Real Sociedad. Ten Hag also brought Antony in. Antony is Manchester United's second most expensive signing ever, and he's the 4th most expensive signing in Premier League history. We got Antony from Ajax for around 86 million. Antony played against Sociedad, weren't that good, but Antony was very impressive on his debut in the 3-1 win against Arsenal. Anthony scored in that one. And Ten Hag also brought Martin Dubravka in on loan from Newcastle. Dubravka's not yet made his debut. Dubravka is a backup to number one David De Gea. Manchester United have spent over 200 million this year. Ten Hag has got rid of players. This year we've seen Amad Diallo Traore go out on loan to Sunderland. Hannibal Mejbri went out on loan to Birmingham. Ethan Laird went out on loan to QPR. Man United sold James Garner to Everton. We sold Andres Pereira. Let Juan Mata go on a free. Let Cavani go on a free. Let Matic go on a free. He went to Roma, so he's reuniting with Jose Mourinho. Man United let Paul Pogba go for the second time on a free earlier on this year. Pogba went back to Juventus. Man United loaned Alex Telles out to Sevilla. We loaned Eric Bailly out to Marseille. Not so long ago, Eric Bailly accused Man United of favouring English players, and he had a swipe at Harry Maguire. We loaned Dean Henderson out to Nottingham Forest. We let Lee Grant leave earlier on this year. We let Jesse Lingard leave on a free transfer. He went to Nottingham Forest. And quite a few young players left Manchester United, and like I've said, more players will leave the club next year. I think Shaw could leave next year because, like I've mentioned, there's no way back for him in the team now. Shaw has missed Man United's last few games because he had a knock. He's injury prone, is Shaw, which is a concern. Luke Shaw's endured around 9 years at Man United, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I've got to say, he'll leave next year because there's no way back for him in the team now because Diego Dalot is our first choice right back. Phil Jones, he'll leave next year. I think Brandon Williams will leave next year. He's been out of injury. We'll get rid of Harry Maguire next year. We'll get rid of Tuanzebe next year. Don't forget last season he was out on loan with Aston Villa. He's enjoyed 3 loan spells with Aston Villa. Lindelof, I reckon he'll leave next year. He had a knock earlier on this season. Fred, I reckon he'll leave next year because he's no longer one of our first choice centre midfielders with the arrivals of Casemiro and Christian Eriksen. Cristiano Ronaldo, I reckon that he'll be leaving next year. Don't forget, Man United stars expect Cristiano Ronaldo to push for January transfer. Cristiano Ronaldo is set to receive a new transfer offer from Saudi Arabia to leave Manchester United. Ronaldo played in the 1-0 defeat to Real Sociedad. He had a goal disallowed for offside and he had some chances. That was Ronaldo's first start though since early August. To be honest with you, Man United look far superior without Ronaldo. Ronaldo's contract at Man United expires next year. There's an option to extend for a further year. Man United re-signed Ronaldo last year from Juventus. So Ronaldo's been his second spell at Man United. He's got 0 goals and 0 assists this season. But overall, since he re-signed Ronaldo, he's got 18 goals in the Premier League. He has 24 goals in all competitions. And Martial, I reckon that Man United will sell him next year. Martial's missed quite a few games this season because of injuries. He's still injured at the moment. Revert back to pre-season though, Martial played very well. Last season, he was out on loan with Sevilla. So there you go. And I reckon we'll get rid of Telles permanently. We'll probably get rid of Bailly permanently. May get rid of Dean Henderson permanently. So there you go. Erik Ten Hag is the Manchester United manager. He's been the Man United manager for over a month now, is it? Ten Hag as Man United manager so far has won 4 games and he's lost 3 games in all competitions. I think Erik Ten Hag is the right man for Manchester United. He's going to make Manchester United competitive again. Ten Hag is aware that he's got big expectations to exceed at Man United. I'm hoping, at Man United he can replicate what he did at Ajax. Ten Hag did very well when he was at Ajax. He won Eredivisie titles, he won Dutch Cups, and revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. But like I've said so many times before, the Premier League is totally different to the Dutch League. If Ten Hag this season can get Man United a top 4 finish, I'd say that would be a good first season for Ten Hag. And if he was to get us a top 4 finish and win a trophy, that would be even better. Because, let's be honest, Man United are at least a few years off, winning the title. Ten Hag replaced Ralph Rangnick earlier on this year. He's under contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option to extend for a further year. Of course, Ten Hag recommended Mitchell van der Gag and Steve McLaren at the club. They're obviously working alongside Ten Hag. Obviously, we've got John Murtaugh at Man United. He's our director of football. We've got Richard Arnold. He's our CEO. Benny McCarthy's at the club. The Glazers, they're still at Manchester United. We've got to get the Glazers out of the club because they've been a massive problem now for a long time. And United fans have been protesting against the Glazers. Earlier on this year, it said the Glazer family are open to selling a minority stake in Man United. And it said the Glazers had set a 3.75 billion price tag on Man United, which could tempt interest from Dubai. But the Glazers have owned Man United since 2005, so they have owned the club now for around 17 years. Like I said, Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to buy Man United. Don't forget before Elon Musk joked about buying the club. And at one point there was rumours that Michael Knighton was preparing a bid to buy the club from the Glazer family. So yeah. And earlier on this year, Sir Alex Ferguson came back to Manchester United in an advisory role. So yeah. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always and take care. God bless. And I will be giving my match reaction for the FC Sheriff game. So join me for that. Take care, God bless. And if you do, consider subscribe to my channel.